Pod Force One.
Welcome, everybody, to another edition of Pod Force One podcast. Tonight we have Eric Elder and our special guest, Kyle Thompson.
What's up, everybody?
What's going on?
Buddy's off on another assignment tonight, so he won't be here with us.
Probably a bunch of horseplay.
Yeah, probably
Good one,
so.
good one.
So tonight we want to talk about the upcoming U.S. Senate race for Kentucky.
Very important.
Very
This
important.
is huge.
Right now we have declared candidates of Daniel Cameron and our House U.S. 6th District House member, Andy Barr.
And then we have Nate Morris, too, who has thrown his hat in. So Nate Morris runs Morris Industries out of
Somerset?
No, they're out of Lexington, and his the subsidiary is Republic Financial, but he also founded Rubicon Technologies, and his father-in-law worked under the Bush younger Bush administration, and then his father worked under the Bush senior administration.
41 and 43.
Yeah, so he has a history. He's not well known. I don't know that maybe this is getting his feet wet, but it has echoes of the of when we had a certain governor that popped up out of nowhere that nobody knew who he was, but it was a multi-horse race, and he somehow snuck in and won.
Middle.
And I think that's probably one of the reasons that he's thrown his name in there, but that's not the last name that's getting thrown in here.
Right, yeah.
And we know that
There's
now.
another on the Republican side, Scott Jennings of CNN fame.
Yeah.
He has rumors all over X and Facebook and other social media sites and news sites that he's just waiting on the Trump endorsement.
Well, I got
and he'll jump in. There you go.
I think that something big is coming. Stay tuned. And that's Scott Jennings on Air Force One with President Trump.
That's from a couple days ago. And then President Trump brought him up on stage with him.
Yeah,
and
something's going on.
Introduced him and allowed Scott to talk for just a few seconds.
So in April 22nd, I think, there was a poll that came out that showed Daniel Cameron had released an internal poll. You got to take all these with a grain of salt.
Correct.
But every campaign does internal polls, and they try to determine how things are going so far. This is a very important campaign. We're a year out from the primary.
But it's close.
But
it's getting
started now. And Daniel Cameron's poll said that 44% Cameron, 18% Andy Barr, 2% Nate Morris, and 37% undecided. And I will tell you, if Scott Jennings jumps in the race, if you don't know Scott Jennings is the conservative on CNN. He's the only one.
He's the only one.
And he's usually going against 4 or 5 people in that round table. Abby Phillips,
yeah.
her show, and usually walks away the better on all of the debates. Very well liked, and he's kind of the meme coming out of CNN.
Yeah, that photo Eric shared is a hot meme right now.
The interesting thing about all of this is that if Scott Jennings runs, Daniel Cameron is a direct protege of Mitch McConnell. He will probably receive a significant portion of the war chest left over from.
But remember, Scott Jennings worked for McConnell.
McConnell
also.
did too, Jennings did too. Except the but he's going to get the Trump endorsement, and McConnell is no favorite of Donald Trump, and so there is obviously a schism in the household over there with Senator McConnell, and I think. A lot of things will come up. Andy Barr he's the House District 6, for the state of Kentucky, all of Lexington.
The U.S. House.
U.S. House, and he very popular. He's won his last couple races by very large double-digit wins. The last couple haven't even been really all that close, and he even beat Amy McGrath, I think, once. And
I think there's either 16 or 18 counties. They increased it. On his house district.
It used to be more central Kentucky, and he is now moving more towards the east. Franklin County and others got put in the 1st district where Congressman Comer is at this point. But he's continued to win a with a large blue city being Lexington, he wins all of. I mean, in some of those areas, he's winning 80-90%
Yeah,
of the
he's
vote.
winning all the counties except Lexington, but he's just barely losing
Yeah.
Lexington.
So I mean, he is a if he wanted to stay in that House seat forever, he probably could. He beat a very popular Democrat at the time and former gubernatorial candidate in Chandler, Ben Chandler, and could probably keep that seat forever. But he's wanting to run for the U.S. Senate seat. I don't blame him. This is his one shot. That will open up the 6th district for someone, perhaps even a popular Democrat.